with coverage you can count on. This is WNEMTV5 News.
Michigan's primary election is here. I'm Blake Keller. The battles Joe Biden, Donald Trump, and Nikki Haley will have to face as they try to secure presidential nominations.
Local proposals up for approval. I'm Sierra Cersei with a preview of what you can expect to see on your ballot.
And transportation services across mid-Michigan helping you get to the polls where you can catch a free ride.
And we are tracking storms for tonight. I have updated timing for you in your full First Alert forecast. It's time to wake up mid-Michigan. It's Tuesday, February 27th.
You can't have a candidate who's going to win a primary who can't win a general.
I have never seen the Republican Party so unified as it is right now. Never been like that.
All eyes on Michigan today as Republican presidential candidates now face off in the Michigan primary in hopes to win the GOP nomination. We are being considered the first major battleground stage in the primary election season.
Former President Donald Trump hopes to add to his delegate lead as his former UN ambassador Nikki Haley signaled she is not going down without a fight.
And President Biden is facing his own battle right here in the mitten. Jared Hill has the latest.
Ahead of today's primary in Michigan, 2024 Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley vowed to keep up the fight against her party's frontrunner, former President Donald Trump.
I'm fighting to make sure he's not the nominee. I don't think he or Joe Biden should be president.
But Trump has already won every GOP primary so far, and he's expected to add the Great Lakes state to the list tonight.
He has a lot of momentum, there's no doubt about it.
President Biden is also on the ballot, but he faces opposition from people critical of his handling of the war between Israel and Hamas. Activists are pushing supporters to vote uncommitted in protest.
The whole world demonstrated and demanded for this war to stop. He does have this power.
Experts say protest votes in Michigan's primary could spell trouble for Biden come November in a battleground state he won in 2020 after it went for Trump in 2016.
If a sizable portion of the Democratic electorate here in Michigan votes uncommitted during the primary, that will be a 5-alarm fire for the White House.
Later this week, both Trump and Biden turn their attention to the southern border with dueling trips to Texas.
I've been planning to go Thursday. What I didn't know is my good friend apparently is gone.
Meanwhile, Haley has a rally scheduled today in Colorado, part of a multi-state run in the lead up to next week's Super Tuesday. Jared Hill, CBS News.
State election officials now reporting more than 1 million ballots have already been cast, a 13% increase from 2020.
But the presidential nomination isn't the only thing that you'll see on the ballot. Voters in Hemlock will vote on a school district operating millage. They'll decide whether to renew a non-homestead millage, meaning it's levied on commercial, industrial, and rental properties and not on homeowners. Hemlock Public School District says the renewal is critical for maintaining current educational programs and facilities, contributing more than $1.8 million to its operating budget.
Freeland Community Schools asking you to renew a sinking fund millage. Money will be used to purchase real estate as well as construct and repair school buildings. This tax increase affects all property in the Freeland Community School District. The renewal is 2025 to 2032 and gives the school district more than $538,000 in funding.
In Midland County, Bullock Creek School District is asking to borrow up to nearly $23 million. The district says there will be no anticipated tax increase. This bond proposal will be used to upgrade and renovate parts of the elementary, middle, and high school.
And a quick note for everyone in Beaver Township. Listen to this. You have to wait to cast your vote on the millage for the fire department. Beaver Township says that wording on the ballot is inconsistent, and to avoid confusion, a corrected ballot question will be submitted for the August election.
All right, voters in Mount Pleasant, take advantage of iRide. The bus service will provide free rides to and from your voting precinct. All you have to do is call iRide to schedule your ride. They recommend calling early to make sure that you get a spot.
And for all of us heading to the polls today, we will see some warmer weather, and that could come with some storms, but that's later on tonight.
That's right. First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro is tracking everything out. So what's the timeline look for our morning ahead, Matthew?
For our morning ahead, things not looking too bad, actually. We did have a couple of thunderstorms earlier in the overnight. Those have since moved out over into Lake Huron. We're still monitoring at least just a couple of sprinkles that we're seeing right around Owasso, extending down towards Durand and Perry as well. Nothing too major or significant with those sprinkles that we are seeing. There is is still at least a small chance for some isolated rain showers into the thumb as we go towards the mid to late morning today, but still tonight is going to be our primary chance of storms. Our first alert, we are first alerting you to an update in the timing of those storms tonight, moving back a little bit more, now closer to 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. Highs this afternoon, though, upper 60s. That'll easily be setting some new temperature records, which currently still sit in the 50s. So very warm as we go into this Tuesday. With the overall dry weather that's been settling back into our area, your live on time traffic map sponsored by Mid-Michigan Toyota dealers. That's not looking too bad for us either. Right around Midland, Bay City, and Saginaw. No crashes to report. Now we have an interesting report here in southern Grand Blanc Township. It's Saginaw Road and Baldwin Road. A report of animals on the road, so something to definitely look out for there. Towards Lansing, though, no issues on I-69 and on 75 and 23. Blake, Sierra, we have not seen any issues in that direction as well.
All right, Matthew, thank you. Well, right now we're still waiting to learn why so many police officers were on Avenue A and Mary Streets in Flint. Take a look at your screen. This is the scene there. Flint Police and Genesee County Sheriff's deputies on the scene. As you can see, the video was recorded Monday evening. Multiple police cars there. Be sure to stay here with us, TV5, as we follow this developing story.
And a TV5 follow-up to a shooting from Friday night we reported on Congress near Bay Road. Our TV5 cameras recording the aftermath. This white car there in the street is just full of bullet holes. Saginaw police say a 32-year-old man was shot, but is expected to be okay. No one is in custody, though. If you know anything about this, police ask you to please call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-422-JAIL.
The new Clean Energy and Climate Action Act is now in effect. This legislation passed last November aimed at boosting clean energy production, with Michigan running on 100% clean energy by 2040. The plan hopes to encourage the Michigan Public Service Commission to plan large-scale solar power projects. The state has set benchmarks to help achieve the goal by hitting 50% clean energy by 2030 and 60% by 2035. Currently, the state produces 12% of its energy from renewable sources, mostly wind.
In more local news, funeral arrangements are still in the works for the late Flint City Councilman Eric Mays, as the people of Flint continue to mourn the city leader, including his sister, who remembers his activism in the vehicle city.
I've been with him lots of times, and he gets phone calls from people in other wards, and he'd help them, he'd make phone calls for them. Whatever he could do for the city of Flint, that was his mission.
Mays died Saturday at his home at 65 years old. Mays was first elected to city council in 2013, representing the 1st Ward.
And Flint isn't the only city that's now mourning an influential leader. Frankenmuth Mayor Mary Ann Ackerman died Saturday at the age of 66 after a short battle with cancer. A memorial service for her is Saturday, March 16th at Blessed Trinity Catholic Church on East Tuscola Street at 11 in the morning. City Manager Bridget Smith says that Ackerman will be remembered for her kindness.
One of the things that a couple of people have told me is that she routinely would come up and talk to them, and as she left the conversation, say how much she appreciates them. And so I think everyone's looking for an opportunity to say how much they appreciate her.
Ackerman became mayor in 2019 after serving on the city council. She's also known for being an educator. She was a teacher with Frankenmuth Schools before becoming principal and then superintendent. We're sending everyone in Frankenmuth so much love, and everyone here in Mid-Michigan who knew her, and we're also praying for her family and friends. TV5 News Time this morning is 6:08.
Restorations of the Edenville and Sanford dams getting held up in courts, while the Four Lakes Task Force says they want the legal battle wrapped up soon.
A deal in the works amid the Israel and Hamas war, what both sides will need to agree to.
Outside right now, we're looking pretty good. A-OK here in Bay City. Already feeling some warmth out there. It's clear. Looking good to go. Have a safe morning drive. We'll be back with much more.